and welcome to Blogging While Bathing. This is just me sitting in the tub, being an angry old man, ranting about stuff. First of all, this is my first episode, so hi, how are you? Yes, I'm really in the tub. This is really water, okay? This is just something I wanted to do, to just be myself for a change and just be angry about stuff I need to be angry about. The big news today is the Democratic presidential debates, and everybody is talking about how boring it's going to be because they're actually going to talk about real issues and not how stupid Donald Trump and Ben Carson are. Oh my gosh. Really? They're going to talk about global climate change, and they're going to talk about voters' rights, and they're going to talk about Obamacare, and they're going to talk about all these important issues, these things that are really actually important, rather than Donald Trump's hair and the stupid thing Ben Carson said this week. Really, people? You're worried about the debates being boring. How are you going to get people to watch if it's boring? Well, first of all, it's probably one of the most important elections of our time. We said the same thing about Obama, and that proved somewhat to be true. Between the Affordable Health Care Act and the deal with Iran and all those other things going on over the last 8 years, not to mention the fact that we now have nearing record low deficit, which is amazing. We have avoided a devastating depression. I mean, we could still say we were in a recession, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. The country got flipped around 180, and people are working, people are living, people are doing better than they were 8 years ago, to be honest. But, you know, that's not good enough for some people. In fact, a lot of people, if you ask them, they'll say the country's worse off than it's ever been before. And, oh my gosh, Obama's coming for our guns. And socialism! Really? Oh my gosh, really? But yeah, the debates tonight, it really is an important time to continue things going the right way and not get caught up in nuisances like people coming over the border. I really don't even know what the Republicans stand for. I really honestly don't. They don't stand for anything. They just seem to be against everything else. I mean, Planned Parenthood, that all proved to be completely wrong. Benghazi, oh my gosh. Really, the guy was caught red-handed lying about Benghazi, and then one of the former people that worked on the Benghazi investigation came right out and says, yes, this is what it's all about. And they're still like, no, we're still going to investigate Benghazi. Really? Oh. And then there's the people that made the Planned Parenthood videos. Oh, don't even get me started on that. I mean, supposedly they worked on the videos for 11 months or longer before they released them. They filmed them, and 11 months later, they released them. What the freak did they have to do with those videos for 11 months before they released them? I mean, really? And you're going to say, no, these aren't edited. No. But then why did they have to work on them for a freaking year? Come on, people, use your heads. And then gun control. Gun control. I don't even know where to start on that. You want my opinion on gun control? You really want my opinion? It's the least popular opinion out of all the opinions on gun control. But my opinion on gun control is gather up all the freaking guns, hire Cobra Commander or one of these other freaking supervillains to develop a super magnet. Put it in a satellite, a super magnet that only attracts the metal in guns. And put it in a satellite and suck up all the freaking guns on the planet and then shoot them into the sun. No more guns anywhere. Period. The end. No hunting. No self-defense. None of that freaking crap. You know why? Because we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. You don't need to hunt. You don't need to defend yourself. None of this is real. None of it. All the guns on the planet shot into the sun. That's what I want. It's never going to happen, but it's what I want. What logic is there possibly behind more guns? Why Why? Why does anyone think that's a good idea? Why does anyone think that is a good idea? More guns. Oh, you have to defend yourself. Only a good guy with a gun can stop a bad guy with a gun. Bullshit. Most of the mass shootings, you know who stopped the bad guy with a gun? Themselves. They pointed the gun right here or right here or right here and did themselves in. No freaking good guy with a gun. They did themselves in. That's how it goes in almost every single mass murder. I'm so sick of hearing about good guys with guns. Oh, good guys with guns. Okay, you like guns? Fine. Go ahead and like guns. But don't force the rest of us to care about you liking guns. It's not a constitutional issue anymore. It's not. It was 200 and whatever years ago. But now, it's not. You don't need it. We have a well-regulated militia already. Not to mention the militarized police. Oh my gosh. That's another issue. But maybe I'll talk about that next time. But right now, you don't need a gun. You don't. You don't need it. If you want it, fine. Go out and shoot, little furry animals and go target shoot, whatever the frick you want. But you don't need it. You don't have to have it. Just like you don't need a TV. You don't need an Xbox or a PlayStation. You don't need any of that crap. What we need is common sense. We need logic. We need logical approaches to this. You know what we did when there were so many drunk drivers in the country? We were able to cut down the number of drunk drivers in this country through legislation, better traffic laws, and not more alcohol. You want more guns to control guns? Then let's have more alcohol to control alcohol. It's the same freaking logic. It's the same freaking logic. It's like, let's save our kids from the additives in the food by adding more additives to the food. Does that make any sense? No. Ugh. But we just want common sense. We just need common sense in this country. For cars, you say, cars kill as many people with guns. Okay, maybe that's true. But we also have car insurance. We have tests to certify driver's licenses. You have to have a license to drive a car. Freak, you have to have a license to get married. You have to have a license to get married. But you don't have to have one to have a gun. Ugh. So let's start doing the common sense things we did for traffic laws and car safety and food additives and all these other things and quit pretending like guns are different just because the Second Amendment exists. The Second Amendment is not a catch-all. It's not a free-for-all. It's not the freaking Wild West out here. I live in the Wild West. I live in New Mexico. And yes, everybody has guns, but you know what? They're pretty cool about it. We're not out here shooting everybody in the streets. You want to live in the Wild West? Go west. Keep going. The Pacific Ocean and then drown yourself in it with your gun. Ugh. I'll probably watch it online. Partially because I really want to hear what the popular candidates want to say. Everybody talks about Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. And I like both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. But I don't really know that much about anyone else that's in the debate. And I really am interested in what these folks would have to say, especially up against Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. And the fact that they're actually going to have real questions and real answers about real problems, that excites me. So I'll probably watch it online. I don't know who I'll vote for yet. I can tell you it will be somebody that's probably on that stage tonight. It certainly won't be anyone in the GOP. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. And people that are willing to vote for Ben Carson or Donald Trump just because there's a chance Hillary will win, is that really who you want running this country? Freaking Donald Trump, who can't even balance his own checkbook. Donald Trump, who's filed bankruptcy more than anybody else that I know of ever, who actually has done worse with his businesses than he would have if he had just invested in the stock market. Yeah, if Donald Trump had invested the money he inherited in the stock market, he would be 5 times richer now than he would be right now, than he is right now, 5 times richer than he is right now. I don't know if that's a real amount. I don't know, but it makes me mad that people want to vote for freaking Donald Trump. Really? Donald freaking Trump? Are you kidding the Jews were armed, there wouldn't have been a Holocaust. Guess what? The Jews were armed, and it still happened. And this is the person that some of you want to elect for president. Really? Really? Just because there's a chance Hillary Clinton could win. Really? Don't vote for Donald Trump and Ben Carson just because, oh, they say all things are honest. They just speak from their heart and they're so honest about their opinions. That doesn't make them less of a bleep hole. Really? I mean, if I had a drunk uncle who just spouted the things Donald Trump and Ben Carson say, should he run too? Because he's so honest? Oh, he's so honest. He just tells it like it is.